how to practice better in 2022 coming up. Hello and welcome back. My name is Rod Vester, and today we're talking about how to practice better in 2022. So tip number one is to remove distractions, whether that be your laptop, your iPad, your iPhone, your Android, whatever it is. Try to remove it from the room that you are practicing within. Because, when we get those notifications, we want to check our phone right away, right? And if we're trying to practice, that can be a distraction, right? So you want to eliminate any type of distractions during your practice time. Or if you have to have your phone in your room with you, then place it in airplane mode. But again, if you can remove any distractions from the room you are practicing in, that will help you be much better able to practice in 2022. So that's tip number one. So tip number two is to develop SMART goals. SMART is an acronym for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. So you want to create specific goals day to day for your practice routine, okay? Then you want to make sure those specific goals are measurable, meaning that you're going to practice for a certain amount of time, or you're going to practice a certain amount of pieces for that particular day. Whatever it is, measurable. So think about measurable as being numbers, okay? So I'm going to practice for 15 minutes per day. I'm going to practice 30 minutes per day. I'm going to practice an hour per day. I'm going to practice 5 pieces per day. Whatever that is, make sure it's measurable, okay? Then A, for achievable, make sure you set goals that are challenging yet achievable, okay? So if you know you can't learn 5 pieces in one day, don't try to do that. Try to learn 2 pieces per day or 1 piece per day. Whatever it is, make sure your goals are achievable. And relevant, of course, if you're a pianist, then piano is relevant to you, but you want to make sure your goals are relevant as well, and that you're playing music that you enjoy, music that you find rewarding, and kind of all of that, making sure it's relevant. Then time bound is when all of this is going to happen, okay? So if it's in a day, then it's in a day. If it's in a week, it's in a week. If it's in a month, it's in a month. If you have a yearly goal that you want to accomplish for piano, then it's your yearly goal, okay? And so that's time bound. So time bound is really just termination, just kind of the completion of what you're trying to accomplish, okay? Whether that's day to day, a weekly goal, or a monthly goal, or yearly goal, okay? So number 2, create SMART goals. Now number 3 is similar to number 2. You want to set goals that you can achieve, okay? So many times, as pianists, we look at other pianists to see what they're doing, right? And what they're practicing and how they're learning music. And all of that is great for inspiration. But what someone else can do and accomplish may not be what you can accomplish, may not be what I can accomplish. So you want to set goals that you can achieve, okay? And so if you set this really high goal for the week, and you didn't accomplish it, then okay, I need to scale back some or work harder. So one of the two, right? So again, number 3, you want to set goals that you can achieve. Let them be challenging goals, but also let them be achievable, okay? So set goals that you can achieve. Tip number 4 on how to practice better in 2022 is to find other composers within your genre, okay? So do some Googling to find some other composers that you may not be aware of, and look at their music, download their music, purchase their music, and start practicing that type of music. And also, the step 2 to this is to move outside your genre and begin to explore other genres, other composers within those genres, right? Because this can help you not only be a diverse musician, which is very appealing to many people and should be to you as well. You want to be, a versatile musician, but it also helps your practice routine not get so boring, right? With the same thing every time, the same thing every day, the same thing every week, the same thing every month, right? So explore, do some digging, do some research, find other composers within your genre, then move outside your genre and begin to play other types of music, all right? Number 5, you want to plan out your routine. So if you are going to practice and you don't really have a plan on what you're going to practice for a particular day, chances of you having a successful practice time will be slim, okay? So the night before, you want to, look at what you want to accomplish in your practice session, what materials you need to gather, what scores you need to put together, what scales, what intervals, whatever you're studying, if you're going to sightseeing that day, whatever you're doing in your practice session, you want to plan it out the day before, because planning really helps you to be successful. It sets you up for success. And then each day after you practice, you want to take some time to reflect. So for me, I build that time into my session. So after I practice, I spend 10 minutes of just reflecting on the session that I just had, right? So many times I'll record a video of me practicing, or sometimes I'll just record the audio. And so I listen back at the audio, then I look at the plan that I had for that session and to see, okay, what did I do really well at this particular session, what I didn't do really well, and then what do I want to take on to the next session so I can become better at that particular thing. So if I'm trying to build a skill or whatever, I take note of that after the session, and then I just don't skip over something I did not do well in that one session. I add that skill that I want to improve to the next session, okay? So take some time to reflect after you practice. Tip number 6 on how to practice better in 2022. If you have watched any of my videos, you probably know what I'm about to say. Practice slowly. Yes, that's it. So I'm just going to take a progression and I'm going to practice that progression slowly, okay? I could have rushed through that, but I would not have become kind of one with the music, right? I would not have been more expressive probably if I would have rushed through it. So it's okay just to practice slowly. It really helps the brain to take in the musical information, to synthesize the information, and for you to pour out that musical information in an expressive way. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this helpful. I'll see you next time.